Ready to unravel something super intriguing? Today, we're diving deep into a mystery that's been buzzing around us for decades. And trust me, it's wild. Have you ever heard of radio stations that broadcast strange, coded numbers, day in and day out? Voices that never identify themselves, never change their message, and never explain who they're speaking to. They're called numbers stations. And the most chilling part, no one truly knows who's on the other end. So, tune in, because this rabbit hole goes deep. It all began way back during the Cold War, a time when our world was gripped by fear, suspicion, and layers of secrecy. People who happened to be tuning into shortwave radios, maybe just searching for a faraway music station, would often stumble upon these incredibly strange signals. Picture it. A faint, often eerie melody would play first, sometimes even a nursery rhyme, giving you a false sense of comfort. But then, a voice would cut through the static, calm, robotic, sometimes a deep male voice, sometimes a soft female one, and sometimes, even more disturbingly, it sounded like a childlike whisper. And what did they say? Nothing but numbers. 7, 5, 1, 9. Over and over. There was no explanation, no identification, just an endless, repetitive stream of encrypted messages, echoing through the crackling static. Radio enthusiasts, captivated and puzzled, started recording them. Some people were convinced these were military codes, highly classified transmissions. Others, with a more anxious imagination, believed they were ominous warnings, countdowns to something catastrophic. But here's the absolute eeriest part, and what makes this mystery truly endure. These stations are still broadcasting, right now, even today. Incredible, isn't it? For years, experts have widely agreed that these numbers stations were primarily used by spies. Imagine it. Each number, or sequence of numbers, represented a part of a much larger code, a secret message being read aloud, intended for agents operating deep undercover, hiding in plain sight in foreign lands. It's a brilliant, almost movie-like concept when you think about it. Shortwave radio signals have this incredible ability to travel across continents, bouncing off the Earth's atmosphere, making them perfect for global communication. Anyone could tune in and hear the broadcast, yes, but only those with the correct one-time pad or cipher could actually decrypt and understand the message. British intelligence actually confirmed this theory decades ago when a high-profile Soviet spy named Vasily Mitrokhin defected to the West. He spilled the beans, revealing that Soviet agents regularly used these very short-wave radios to receive their orders from Moscow. So, the stations weren't random static. They were a meticulously organized global espionage network in action. But here's where the story takes an even stranger turn. When the Soviet Union finally collapsed, a historical moment we all remember, logic would suggest that most of these broadcasts should have simply stopped. The network was gone, right? But instead, many of them didn't. Some even grew stronger, their signals becoming clearer. And even more bizarrely, entirely new stations began to appear in places where, officially, no spy network was supposed to exist. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Among the most famous, and perhaps most unsettling, of these numbers stations is one affectionately known by hobbyists as the Lincolnshire Poacher. It was notorious for playing a quirky British folk tune before a clear, crisp female voice would calmly repeat numbers like 6, 9, 2, 5. Investigations managed to trace its likely origin to a British military base located in Cyprus. Yet when journalists and curious minds tried to get answers, the British government simply denied any knowledge or connection, creating an even deeper layer of intrigue. Then there's the Swedish Rhapsody, a broadcast that featured what sounded like a sweet little girl's voice, reading out numbers over a haunting music box melody. But here's the truly chilling reveal. It wasn't actually a child at all. It was an adult voice, deliberately and mechanically altered to sound young and innocent. Experts believe this was a calculated psychological weapon, designed specifically to unnerve and disorient anyone who might be listening in. To this very day, dedicated radio hobbyists around the world are still recording these signals, trying to make sense of the madness. Some even claim they've heard distorted laughter breaking through the static. Others report that the numbers will suddenly stop, only to be replaced by a faint, eerie whisper, a whisper that, they swear, seems to call their name. Imagine hearing that. But the mystery didn't stop there. In 2010, something truly terrifying happened on one of the most famous numbers stations, known as UVB76, or more commonly, the buzzer. For decades, this station had broadcast nothing but a monotonous, constant, buzzing sound. Every second, 24 hours a day, a relentless drone. Then one day, without warning, the buzzing abruptly stopped. A deep, unsettling voice broke through the silence. This is the command. 135 initiated. Moments later, as if nothing had happened, the buzzing resumed its endless cycle. No one, absolutely no one, knows what that message meant or who it was for. But since that pivotal moment, the buzzer has continued to broadcast even stranger noises, bursts of Morse code, and even fragmented snippets of Russian speech. Analysts largely believe it's linked to Russia's military, perhaps acting as a kind of dead man's switch, a fail-safe signal designed to ensure nuclear retaliation if central command centers are ever destroyed. But of course, the conspiracy theorists out there, they think it's something else entirely, a signal not meant for humans at all, but for something far beyond our comprehension. So, what are these mysterious broadcasts? The theories are as varied and intriguing as the stations themselves. Some people believe these stations are simply relics of a bygone era, Cold War ghosts still trapped in the airwaves, echoing past commands into an indifferent future. Others are convinced they're an active part of secret global networks, still operating today, sending clandestine messages to agents scattered across the globe. And then there are a select few who whisper much darker, more unsettling theories. They suggest that the broadcast might not even be human in origin, that the voices we hear are synthetic, transmissions from an artificial intelligence that has been speaking for decades, long before the very term AI even existed in our common vocabulary. They even propose that the airwaves themselves are somehow haunted, filled with the ethereal echoes of encrypted souls, repeating their last coded orders into eternity. Whatever the truth is, one thing remains undeniably chilling. Even now, in our age of instant digital messages and silent satellites, if you know the right frequency and you tune your radio just so, you can still hear them. Cold, repetitive, endless, a whisper of secrets meant for no one, and perhaps for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredibly strange and fascinating journey into the world of numbers stations. What do you think they are? Let me know your theories in the comments below.